behind both ends and around the sides of the court. They haven't been able to start. Now Martina.
Love. 15 off.
I think you probably heard
15.
a minute ago John McEnroe's comments about the difficulty of the wind today. And it certainly was a factor in that match between him and Gerolaitis.
Been 4 good first serves
40,
by
15.
Martina to start out, Pat.
Yeah, that's a great way to start. And you know, Martina's action is pretty smooth, and she doesn't throw the ball too high, so it may not be quite as affected by the wind as a slightly more complicated serve might be. I was just going to say that sometimes the second serve, where you have to give it a little more kick and give it a little more air and height over the net, is more affected by the wind.
And that, of course, is her first double fault. Another good first serve.
Game Navratilova.
Serves coming from that end should have a little bit more velocity. Pat Summerall with Virginia Wade and Tony Trabert. Women's singles final. Tracy Austin about to serve for the first time, ranked number 2 by the WTA.
Love 15.
I can envision some second service problems for Tracy, particularly from this side. If she missed her first serve with the wind at her back, because she doesn't get much spin on it, she gets a little tentative, so it could be difficult for her.
She appears to have a higher toss as well.
Yes, and her serve is a little bit slower. It's got more time to go off.
Love 30.
I think that, again, this will be one of the main factors of this match, is whether Martina can really hurt Tracy on her own serve, on Tracy's serve. Martina is pretty intimidating when you're not serving well. I mean, she can really come in on everything and or wallop it, or if she gets right and hits it on the forehand.
Triple break point.
40.
Surely played well yesterday. She had to.
You got to figure Martina's going to try to come in off the return of the second serve. Tracy knows that. See what she does with a serve.
$15, 40. She leads 2-love.
I don't think it takes a genius to recognize the basic tactics of Martina. She's going to try to charge anytime she can. She's going to come in all she can on her own serve, and she's going to come in against Tracy off her second serve every time she gets a chance.
And I think she should try, when she's at the net, to probably to hit more short angle volleys, because Tracy is quick along the baseline, and she does hit her passing shots very hard and very well. So I think that, you know, you have to just cut her off from that opportunity.
Second double fault for Martina.
Love 30.
Martina thought it was good. 14-10 career record against
Another
Tracy
double.
Austin.
40.
That's her third.
And it's triple break point for Tracy. Virginia, would you consider Tracy fast about the court?
Well, she is fast. I think that one of her great strengths is that if you do hit what is almost a winning shot, which you think you got her in real trouble, and she's off the court, she sends up one of these unbelievable lobs, which just goes straight up the middle of the court, but bounce very close to the baseline. We'll probably see one shortly. That one missed, but that type of thing, and she's usually very accurate, and you completely back in square one. You've totally lost the advantage that you had. I think that that is actually one of her great strengths against the net rushing. There.
Deuce.
It's deuce. Will be a little bit more difficult to lob today, though, with the wind like it is.
And Martina showed us yesterday that she's happy hitting overheads.
So from love 40, Martina now has the advantage on her serve, trying to stretch her lead to 3 love. Tracy taking a little extra time trying to get her breath.
Quite a comeback. Martina Navratilova leads 3-0 in the first set of the final.
Has to be a little bit concerned at this stage, Virginia, because Martina has just dominated her on her 2 service games in this blustery day.
Yes, I think so. I mean, I think that Tracy hasn't had any time to get her rhythm yet. She hasn't even played one really good long rally, which is what a player like her would like to do at the beginning of a match to get her range and speed and length. This is why I think Martina shouldn't even allow herself to get involved in long rallies if she can help it. So far, she hasn't. Martina is really jumping on the short ball.
15.
Playing the point out and waiting for anything that she can come in on.
Love 15. Something you won't see too frequently from Tracy, a service ace.
No, I was just wondering about the speed of Tracy's serve, because she doesn't usually hit the ball that hard. In fact, I was asking Marty Reeson, her coach, who's working with her the last few months, why she didn't serve harder, because I don't see any reason why she shouldn't. And he said he thinks that she just hasn't ever thought about hitting her serve harder. It's never been that point of her game.
30-15.
Martina was really lucky to win that point because Tracy let her off the hook.
30 all.
Tracy did a good job to get to this ball, but right here was a sitter. Tracy mishit it, and bingo, it cost her the point. So we come back live at 30 all. Tracy Austin serving at love 3 in the first set. Women's finals. Virginia, I would think that type of shot, too, the drop shot, the delicate touch, is going to be tough on a windy day.
Yes, and I didn't think that that was really the time to do it. I thought Martina was in 2 minds about it and therefore missed it. She hit that ball awfully well against Chris Evert yesterday. But she did it with consideration.
That's long.
Deuce.
Tracy Austin won the U.S. Open in 1979. Was a semifinalist last year.
Advantage, Navratilova.
And again, break point for Martina. Martina wins this point, that could put her up 2 breaks and a 4-love lead in this first set. Very nervous type tennis thus far by Tracy Austin. That's out.
Game Navratilova.
Another break for Martina Navratilova, so she leads 4 games to love first set.
Tracy's made a lot of errors so far off her forehand. If she starts finding the length of the court, her game will go right up.
Wide.
The call is correct. Love 15.
Not bad earnings for 1 year, and that again is just prize money, $419,000 plus some change.
15 all.
Martina plays a lot of tournaments in a year. She plays more than Chris Lloyd or Tracy Austin. In fact, Tracy hasn't played that much this year because she had that sciatic problem at the beginning of the year. These two players have only played once before this year.
Tracy
30,
thought that
15.
serve was missed up the center. She's going to take a little walk down, trying to get her composure. Martina just rolling right along right now.
Let. First service.
Serve is wide.
Forty 15. Let. First service.
Good deep shot that
40,
time by
30.
Tracy. Good crisp volley by Martina Navratilova, so she holds her serve.
We'll be back with more of the U.S. Open Tennis Championship. Pat Summerall with Virginia Wade. So far, Virginia looks like a wipeout.
Well, Martina's playing very well, and Tracy is playing badly so far. I mean, she really hasn't centered the ball on her forehand. Martina hasn't given her too many backhands, and she hasn't done anything too well yet.
Tracy serving in the first set, love 5.
In fact, I'm sort of surprised that this is happening at the beginning, because I thought if anybody was slow starting, it might have been Martina today.
Martina took a long look at that second serve from Tracy. I think she thought it was out. But so far, been very little argument from anybody.
There's that short angle volley that I was talking about.
15 all.
She'd kept it deep. Tracy would have had a play.
Tracy's record, you saw there, has been just outstanding. As you mentioned before, Virginia, she hasn't played as much because of that back problem.
she was a little bit slow starting off when she came back, but now she's picked up. She won the tournament in Toronto, where in fact she beat Martina in a very close match.
That's a shot, that backhand drop
15-30.
volley that Martina used so very effectively yesterday against Chris Evert-Lloyd.
It just stays right down, and it's very hard when you're running forward to make a good shot unless you use it as an approach shot. And I thought that that was what Chris Evert-Lloyd omitted to do yesterday. It's very hard to get it clear the net with any penetration.
All.
The wind really took that ball. It was going to be long anyway, I think.
Forty, 30. Game Austin. Navratilova leads 5-1.
What great play by Martina.
You can see from that graphic how much more Martina has played. 61-9 her match record is this year. That's a lot.
All.
Tracy got off to a slow start against Pam Casal. Lost the first 3 games, then came roaring back. She was not this far down.
No, and they're very different types of player.
Thirty, 15.
Terrific.
That's great court coverage.
40, 15.
Double set point. It's wide.
First set, Navratilova.
Game and the first set
New ball.
goes to Martina Navratilova. 6-1. Very convincingly in the first set, 6-1 over Tracy Austin. The women's singles final. Played extremely well, Virginia.
Quiet, please.
This Marty Reeson, her coach, and Tracy Austin's mother. Tracy's coach. And her father's somewhere there. I think a few members of the family are there, in fact.
Tracy Austin serving with new balls.
No, I think this is the stage at which you forget about the first set, and you just have to make sure you start off very, very well if you've just lost the first set.
Double fault.
double fault.
15.
It's the first one by Tracy. 11-15. That was the one time previously this year that they had played.
Long.
15 all. Thirty 15.
Perfect lob.
40 15.
See the perfect offensive lob right here. Martina caught on the way in, couldn't jump and reach it, and couldn't get back for it. 40-15.
Really rips that forehand, doesn't she?
That's what you call getting overpowered right there. The wind at your back. Martinez really ripped the forehand. I don't recall Martina missing many forehands yesterday against Chris or in this match.
I said to her how good her forehand was, and she said, yeah, she said, it's come back. I don't know where it had been, but she seemed to have thought it was off. It's one she hits cross court always.
It's wide.
Game Austin.
Tracy Austin wins the first game.
She wins the
The
first
second
game,
set.
second set.
Martina Navratilova won the first set 6-1. This is the women's final of 1981. What do you think's on Tracy's mind right there, Virginia?
Well, I think she just knows that she has to start hitting the ball consistently and center it. I mean, to begin with, she wasn't even finding the center of the racket. But she's never actually been given a chance to settle down. She's had a fairly easy way here. Sylvia Haneker was probably her toughest opponent, and then Barbara Potter in the semifinals. But she didn't have any real competition. I mean, she won very comfortably. Martina, on the other hand, has played awfully well. She hardly lost too many games. In fact, she didn't lose her serve until yesterday. But she actually had rather tougher opponents whom she beat handily.
The upper bracket, there was a lot of controversy about this. Andrea Jaeger got knocked out in the first round. She was seeded number 2. That's how Martina got here, and as you pointed out.
And Smith beat Pam Shriver. That was another very tough player in that section.
Time.
What are your plans? I've heard talk that you might consider cutting down on your schedule.
Well, all these players are so tough, I just can't keep up with them all the time. So I'll play a few tournaments, try and keep myself fit.
And spend a little time where? Captiva Island?
Yes, I like to go down there as much as I can. I can keep fit down in Florida.
South Sea Island Plantation?
Yes, South Seas.
South Seas Plantation.
South Seas is very nice down there. It's great for my tennis.
Just to bring you up to date again after this serve, we have Tennis Magazine's speed gun to tell you how fast the serves are going over the net.
Just long.
15 love.
Tracy Austin's fastest first serve that we've recorded so far was 74 miles an hour. And Martina up in the 90s.
If Martina wins this championship, she'll be the first left-hander in the women's tennis history to win it here.
To win this championship is right.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Long.
30 love.
Tracy not able to handle the wind so far. She's not playing it very well. Martina's doing exceedingly well.
Martina's really hitting right through the wind, which is one way of playing the wind.
Love.
Virginia, you said that Martina throughout the 2 weeks of this tournament has kept a very low profile.
Well, she just hasn't been around that much. I think she's just been happy with her tennis, coming and practicing and disappearing, playing doubles.
40-15.
Very easy smash missed by Martina, but she still is up 40-15 on her serve.
Martina's actually in the semifinals of the doubles with, along with Pam Shriver.
That should be a very tough team.
They are. They're very tough. I mean, they both have long arms.
Forty 30.
Couple of good shots by Tracy.
Deuce.
Two-time Wimbledon champion, Martina. And now break point for Tracy Austin. Now that
Austin.
missed overhead on that fairly easy lob looms very large. Sensational touch.
Deuce.
And now break point for Tracy Austin. Now that
Austin.
missed overhead on that fairly easy lob looms very large. Sensational touch.
Deuce.
I don't know what you call that noise that Tracy makes when she swings at the ball, but it's very unique.
I know it gets higher pitched the further wide in the court she is.
Advantage.
Another
Austin.
break point.
Deuce.
She made the tough smash.
Missed the easy one.
Navratilova.
Martina took sort of a swing at that volley in close with Tracy in close. Perhaps if she tried to block it, she'd have had a chance. Obviously upset with herself.
Tough shot.
Advantage Austin.
Hard to tell whether Tracy was trying to hit it there, whether she was sort of overpowered and just a little bit late. Worked out well for her.
Deuce.
Seems that Tracy is starting to get a little better piece of the ball now. She's making more solid contact, making more good returns. Tracy's shot tipped the top of the net, but it wouldn't have mattered. It was going in anyway.
Advantage, Austin.
Another break point.
Deuce.
Back to deuce. You talk about perpetual motion. Tracy Austin never stops moving.
She bounces. Watch her hands sometime. We can zero in another time on her hands. Just before the serve is, well, as the server is preparing, she takes one hand off the racket and blows on it and wipes it. And she is really keeps those hands going. There she goes. There she goes. Blow on it again.
She'd make a great third base coach.
Yeah, like she'd give us signals. And she starts to bounce up and down.
Advantage, Navratilova.
Virgin, I think it's a mistake that Tracy stands that deep for Martina's second serve, because it gives Martina more time to get into a good volleying position. It's harder to get the ball low.
Yeah, and Martina's second serve usually isn't quite as deep as the first one. I think, in fact, her tendency is to serve a little bit short, but it's got a lot of spin, and therefore you should try and hit it a little earlier before the spin takes effect.
Just out. Good hustle by Tracy Austin. Let about 4 break points get away that game.
Games are 1-all.
I'm sure Martina was relieved to see that.
This smash has mishit a little bit.
I'm sure she was relieved to see that one going out, because she, in retrospect, it must be so aggravating to have been 40-love up and then gone through a game with about half a dozen deuces because you miss an easy overhead.
Love.
Tracy's picked up the speed on her first serve a little bit. Up in the low 80s now. Not much you can do about that.
15-all.
That was good play of Martinez, sneaking in when she saw that Tracy was a little bit out of position and taking the next ball in the air.
I
don't think Martina thought the serve was good.
Out. 40-15.
That ball just caught the tape.
40-30.
sensational reflex volley.
The second game, or her second game of set number 2.
Please
Martina
take
won
your
the first set
seats.
6-1.
Thank
Tracy
you.
leads 2-1, second set.
I have the feeling that Tracy is getting into the match a little bit. Better contact with the ball, playing more aggressively.
She began to return serve much better in the last game of Martina's serve, and I think that this is so much the key to her game.
Love 15.
She returns so low over the net and hard, and then puts the ball away with the second ball usually. Martina's serve looks as if she's lost a little bit of concentration on it.
Love 30.
Martina in a bit of trouble here at love 30. Virginia mentioned she's not serving as well as she was at the start of the match. And it's triple break point for Tracy.
Love 40.
She's been caught so many times behind the service line hitting her first volley. Now, I'm not sure whether that's because Tracy's return has improved so much or whether she's just got a little slow coming in. Maybe a little bit of both.
She had that very tough match yesterday with Chris Evert-Lloyd. She said it might affect her.
I don't think so. I mean, Martina's very fit and very eager, which takes away any sort of sluggishness which you might have.
A bit of a bad break for Tracy.
15-40.
See this ball catch the top of the tape and bounce right up. Now it's a sitter, though Martina had to use the extra hand to get that racket head through. Still double break point. Tracy was late
30-40.
trying to get that racket head through. 30-40. Still a break point for Tracy Austin.
Days.
That service ace from Martina was 86 miles an hour.
Advantage Navratilova. Left. First service. Games are 2-all.
2-all second set.
Funny how things go.
Here's tomorrow's NFL schedule on CBS. Atlanta, Green Bay, Chicago, San Francisco, the Lions, San Diego, Los Angeles, New Orleans, Giants, Washington, St. Louis, Dallas, Tampa Bay, Kansas City. Full lineup tomorrow. Check your local listings. It's 2-all second set.
Both girls keeping a good length on the ball. And Martina trying a rather careless drop shot. Bit chancy, that.
Only the second.
15 all.
Four by Navratilova.
Out. 30-15.
You got to really be careful when you try to hit underspin on a shot with that wind at your back, because it's very apt to carry it long, like happened that time. Wide. Martina, I think's wondering why she tried that shot.
40-30.
Another look here, the drop shot. Here's a good crisp volley. The lob with the wind carrying it was tough. Now this is perhaps not the smartest try in the world. It's 40-30. Just an awfully good forehand by Martina. Hit with authority, a lot of pace, good depth.
2-all second set. Martina's won the first set.
Advantage, Austin.
Virginia, do you think there are any nerves in either player right now? I mean, are you nervous at all in the middle of this match?
Well, suddenly at the beginning of this game, I think Tracy tried to slow the pace down a little bit, which is an idea when someone's overpowering you. Try and take a little pace off, make her play the points out from the baseline.
Right now, the completion of the women's final. Martina Navratilova won the first set 6-1. She'll be serving.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats.
Tracy Austin leading 3-2 in the second.
They're waiting a little bit. There's been a lot of commotion because these people have been watching all day so far, and they have to move around sometime.
Love 15.
Very interesting. Unforced errors. 10 off the forehand for Tracy. That's a lot. And she missed the only easy shot she had in the point. Wind blowing like crazy. Watch this marvelous get here. You talk about being an athlete, being strong, being quick, being graceful. Martina covering that court. Now, see, she's right up the middle of the court, and the wind blew it well out. We come back live. First serve's at fault. Love 30. 2-3 second set. It's wide.
The event you might have
30.
joined us after the first men's semifinal was over. John McEnroe, the defending champion, beat Vitas Gerulaitis to move into the final. Took him 5 sets. Martina really having trouble with her first serve now. And second.
15-40.
It's a 5th double fault. Again, Not to wear you out with the fact that the wind is blowing very hard, but that has to be a bothering factor.
And it's double break point. It was out. So Tracy Austin has gotten her first service break of the match.
Game Austin.
And gotten
She
herself
leads
right back in the middle of this
4-2.
match.
That was a rather poor game that Martina played, and just enough to get Tracy off the ground.
Yeah, Tracy's been struggling, fighting, doing the best she could, and not getting very far, but now she's in a little better position with a service break. Good backhand payouts by Martina.
Love 15.
First serve percentages, 74% by Tracy. That doesn't surprise you because she's not trying to do much, but 48% for Martina. That is very low. Obviously, that's part of her problem.
Just an indication is the fact that Tracy's last first serve was 68 miles an hour. An indication that she's not trying to do much with it.
First service.
And you know, on a windy day, not a bad idea to try to take some speed off, get a higher percentage of first serves in. You don't have to worry about serving doubles.
Well, as we said, that second serve is so much harder to hit in with the wind than even the first serve. The first serve you can muscle through the wind. The second serve you can't. Martina seems to have just
15 all.
fallen apart a little bit at the moment. I think it's tough sometimes winning the first set as easily as that. You don't know exactly where you stand, and you worry that the moment your opponent starts playing a little bit better, that they're going to be better than you are. Also, Martina's been serving second up every game in this set, and sometimes that, with someone who returns as well as Tracy, that puts pressure on you, always being down when you serve.
15-30.
Long.
30 all.
Martina looks as if she's in a little bit of a quandary whether to go for the ball that Tracy is hitting a little slower into the court. And some of them are just standing up, waiting to be tonked, and you can miss them. She sort of lost her decisiveness.
Break point for Martina.
It's a bad time to hit an unforced error. 30 all.
Martina's moved over. She wants to hit a forehand. Martina breaks back.
She got her forehand and made it pay off. Again, Martina Navratilova waiting for the crowd to settle down. They've been very restless. McEnroe and Gerolaitis started just after 11 o'clock this morning. Most of them have been here since then. Martina serving at 3-4, second set.
Love 15.
Got to give Tracy credit. She really got a horrible start, was just being steamrolled, and she stayed in her plug-in, and she's back in the match. Just wide.
15 all.
The moment she has Martina on the baseline, she looks happier, and I think Martina has just got to make a concentrated effort to get these first serves in and get in.
That just shows you right there how effective she can be when she does get it in.
Placed perfectly. And if it
40,
hadn't been,
15.
Tracy would have been in there to make a volley. Unforced errors look much the same. Ten and 4, 11 and 8.
40, 30.
Double fault. Number 6 by Martina. It's 40-30. There's that good
Game,
strong first
Navratilova.
serve, and games are even. 4-piece.
Games are 4-all. Out. 15 love.
Martina hardly touched that ball, and it simply flew.
Yeah, that underspin, and she had it high to start with. Underspin wants to climb anyway, get a little help from the wind, and she's gone.
All.
Tracy's saying that wind about to knock me down. Tracy only weighs about 110 pounds.
Doesn't look that big. 5-4.
Just waiting for that wind to stop a little bit.
She might have to stand there quite a while.
It's been going for all day.
Tracy getting herself in trouble. Time is running out. She loses serve here. It's big trouble.
Mandy, I think this end is slightly harder. The other side, the wind's with you, but it's very tough to get anything on the ball this side.
Double break point for Martina.
40.
Young lady Tracy Austin has her back against the wall right now. Still a break point. Obviously, if you lose assist, Patrick, it's just about all over the way Martina's been serving. Talk about a missed opportunity.
She had everything going she wanted, didn't she?
Finally got in. She got the high ball in the forehand volley. So looks like she ran into it a little bit, or it blew into her a little bit. Missed the volley, so crucial time.
It's deuce.
Good depth.
The ball is good.
Martina's claiming it was out.
Austin.
See if we can see right here. Looked like it hit inside the baseline. Looked like it was definitely good.
It looked well in to me from here, but I mean, that line is hard to see.
It's advantage Austin. To Tracy Austin at the other end, that she'll be serving with new balls. Tracy Austin just barely escaped having Martina serving here for the match.
When you think of that forehand volley that Martina missed,
15 love.
she had it 10 times, she'd probably make 9 of them.
I know. I thought she scented victory at 40-15 and that she got a little edgy.
15 all.
The complexion of the match has just suddenly changed a whole lot. Now Martina is a little disgruntled that she lost that game. She's having to come up with a good game here.
And she looks very uncomfortable, very nervous. She won the first set easily, 6-1.
No, I always thought that Martina's main problem was that she let things get her down. She let them get under her skin. She grumbled at conditions and calls and things like that, just sort of by habit. And I hadn't noticed her doing that until this match, and only really in the second set, which obviously is a sign of being a little nervous. And she's just got to forget about all that and get on with it.
That just barely missed.
30 all.
That's 30 all. Navratilova serving at 4-5, second set.
Oh, Tracy had a tremendous chance there. She could have taken a little more time getting set up. You'll
40,
see
30.
after this next shot, Tracy really nails this one. Gets a weak volley. Now she gets up. She has plenty of time. She could have waited longer, but she committed early to go cross court. Martina was there. The first serve was at fault. Martina serving at 40-30, trying to get even at 5 all. That is double fault number 8 for Martina.
Deuce.
Looking up at the wind, she's tossed the ball a couple of times to try to check it out before she served.
When it's swirling, there's not much to check, is there? And it's now set point for Tracy Austin.
Advantage Austin.
Good first serve, good penetrating volley.
Deuce.
Tracy wasn't able to get the return down. Somebody's straw hat blowing across the court.
It's long gone.
And now Martina has the advantage, trying to get even at 5 all. Man, you can feel the tension.
I think Tracy missed that return because she was so surprised that Martina didn't come in behind her first serve.
You're allowed to carry it. As long as it's one motion, a double hit is legal now.
They called one earlier this week One of the few times I've ever seen it called.
Right there.
Game
As long as the same
Navratilova.
motion,
Game
a double hit is
5
legal.
all.
Tracy really let that point get away when she got the lob over Martina's head. Martina hit a very short, weak lob back, and Tracy stayed, let it on the backhand side, made a backhand drive, if you will, instead of getting around it. She could have smashed it. Now it's 5-all in the second set. Martina played with her at that point. Looked like she had her on a string. That's a tremendous drop shot into the wind.
15.
Held it up. Tracy tried to drop it back over. Martina was already starting forward. That's what we call holding it. She held the racket until Tracy committed herself and then just bunted it up the line. So it's love 15. And again, Tracy
30.
getting herself in trouble, down love 30. Boy, one of Tracy's shots hit right on the sideline, very near the baseline.
15, 30.
When you heard that crowd reaction. This one right here. Ooh, right in the corner. Martina did a great job just to get it back. Again, it looked like Tracy could smash it, but she chose to let the ball come down a little bit and make a high forehand for a winner. It's 15-30.
Martina seems to get a little conservative and almost tentative when she's ahead. I think she should probably take a chance. I mean, Tracy is much, much happier just keeping the ball back in play.
30 all.
Might see Martina charging. She makes this return.
Doesn't do that as much from this end.
She tried, but Tracy got a little help from that wind.
30.
A deep serve, had a little extra pace on it. Trapped Martina.
That was an awfully good second serve for 30 all and 5 all.
With the wind at your back and not a whole lot of spin on your serve anyway.
Deuce.
Good shot by Tracy. Hammered that two-handed backhand cross court.
Advantage, Austin.
When Martina gets into that pattern of just chipping the backhand back, I can see Tracy winning all those points.
Terrific backhand volley.
Deuce.
Tracy's had some situations where I thought she was in a good spot to make a clean passing shot. She hadn't been able to do it. Martina was there.
Advantage.
She said, I
Austin.
jumped at it.
Advantage Austin.
I think Martina's been reading the volley pretty well today. And even that one she read well, but she didn't hit it very correctly. Great overhead. That was a tough place.
Deuce.
Pretty big swing and a forehand volley that time.
Advantage Austin.
Gusty conditions. Boy, you ought to really be careful. Make a short motion. Punch that ball carefully. Tracy has the advantage. That Martinez made some sensational backhand volleys.
Deuce.
You'll see her stretched out here. And that ball has some action on it. Once it hits, it just kept on moving, accelerated.
Deuce.
Advantage Austin.
Martina made such a good approach shot, and Tracy made an awfully good lob. That's that lob that I keep saying is such a weapon of hers.
And with the wind behind it, kept going farther and farther back, made it tougher and tougher on Martina.
Tracy has the advantage.
Tracy leads 6-5.
Tracy Austin out and ready, leading 6-5 in the second set. Navratilova won the first 6-1. Looked like we would be here a very short time. Now it could be a very long time. Still to come, Connors and Borg.
Thank you.
Virginia, would you rather serve against the wind or with the wind?
Well, I think that you are better off serving with the wind. But I think you've just got to curtail your toss somewhat. You've just got to make a shorter toss. I find, in fact, that sometimes it's better serving with the wind because you know you have to concentrate and watch the ball up there.
Gutsy little gal, Tracy Austin. She's really fighting an uphill battle, but she's clinging and hanging in there and scratching and clawing.
Don't forget that's next. Jimmy Connors against Bjorn Borg. The last time Connors beat Borg was here. 1978.
Just wide.
30-15.
Terrific return by Tracy, right down at Martina's feet. Martina did not get to the service line. Of course, that shot was academic. Now it's 30-all. So Martina is 2 points away from losing this set. She's also 2 points away from putting it into a tiebreaker.
Looks like she's already lost her concentration.
That is double fault number 9. And it is set point for Tracy. Tracy dictating the speed of the playing at this point. She took a little walk. Now with the wind behind her, this could be a very tough second serve. Double faults 9-2.
That was a good serve.
That was an excellent serve. Tremendous.
Deuce.
And now Martina has the advantage. How quickly those set points fly away.
Strong serving got that done. Games are 6-all, now the tiebreaker.
Games are 6-all, the tiebreak.
That was the 2 games in a row that Martina withstood a set point. Jimmy Van Allen, who introduced the tiebreak, waving a red umbrella there today. I think that now in the tiebreak that Martina has the favorable end to begin with, which could be an advantage. She should take the chances while she has them, because I think both players have more trouble up this end.
Looked like Martina knew where that 2-hander was going.
Navratilova.
She covered the cross-court shot.
She'll serve 2 points now.
One all.
Wouldn't figure that, would you, Virginia?
Well, that's such a good return. She was having to hit that forehand volley close to her body and below the level of the net.
Martina does not put the underspin on the forehand volley as well as she does the backhand volley. Don't have as much safety and control. Defensive lob got her back in the point. She made the transition to offense right away from this shot right there. Tracy goes around just inside the baseline. Now watch how quickly Martina gets on the offense right here. Ball's a little short. She made the shot, giving one the point. It's 2-all. Excellent.
3-2 Austin.
Tracy's been going cross court with that forehand. That time she went the other way. After this point, the players will change ends.
3-all. That ball's good.
It's awfully close.
That was a very brave volley. That ball must have been 2 inches in both ways. Martina knew it. The moment it left her racket, though, she knew it was good.
Well, you look around this stadium, there's not an empty spot anywhere.
Matter of fact, the usher's been shooing some people out of the aisles.
There again, Dan Rather has been enjoying it throughout the afternoon. A great sports fan anyway.
It's long.
4-3 Austin.
Another high forehand volley missed by Martina. Could be crucial.
It's been a great day of tennis already. That match between McEnroe and Gerulaitis, this one. And still to come, the men's semifinal match between Borg and Connors.
That was the worst swing on the forehand I've seen Martina make during this tournament. Mechanically not too sound. 5-3 Austin.
Navratilova won the first set 6-1.
Little shaky second serve that time.
First one to 7 with a 2-point margin. Win this set.
Good serve. Must hit right on the sideline the way Martina reacted because it scooted through on her.
6-3 Austin.
Some set points here. Martina's doing what she has to do. Serve and come on in. Put pressure on.
We'll go to the third set. Tracy Austin 7-4 in the tiebreaker. But they're starting to play anyway.
Usually Martina's forehand volley is such an incredible shot. I mean, she just creams the higher ball and she hits the low ball pretty well. Today she's creamed a lot of the high balls way out. Like that. I mean, she really seems to have lost so much confidence in that forehand volley that she's having trouble with even the bread and butter shots.
Well, on a windy day, of course, the longer the swing you take at the ball, the less chance you have to make it, particularly on the volley itself. A lot of unforced errors off the forehand by Martina.
Fifteen, 30.
That's good.
Double break point.
40.
Martina has won Wimbledon twice and been very, very good on that surface, and she's played some fantastic tournaments on this surface. But overall,
40.
her most consistent brilliance has been on indoor courts, and she doesn't get any wind out there, indoors at all. Oh yes, we saw Jimmy Connors in the background of that picture.
That's got to be pretty tough, Trey, what Borg and Connors are going through right now.
I'm going to mention that, Pat.
Long wait.
Yeah, you get out there, you have to be in the locker room when the other match starts, and you're not sure, when you're going to get out there to play. I'm sure they would like to see an end in 2 straight sets. Not that they're against Tracy, but they want to get out there and get on themselves, don't want to get into the dust, the bad light, and so forth. But they're going to have to wait now. Again, 2 swinging forehand volleys. There is Jimmy Connors.
His buddy Lorne Kuehl with him.
Yeah, Jimmy's, I guess, trying to kill some time. Get tired of sitting in the locker room. Come out and see what's going on.
It's a good idea to come and get a little bit of the atmosphere as well.
Deuce.
What you don't want to do as a player is come out and get involved in a match and you're sort of pulling for one player or the other and you end up spending some energy yourself.
Advantage, Austin.
It was good. It was so close. We couldn't see the lines person where we're stationed. But it's another break point for Tracy. Sigh of relief.
Deuce.
There were a couple of shots in that point that were hovering around that line.
I would say it was crazy trying a drop volley at add out, but on the other hand, Martinez hit a lot of very good ones throughout the match.
She really had Tracy way deep behind the baseline, and she didn't try to make it too fine a drop volley. She gave herself plenty of room.
Double fault.
Double fault number 10.
Advantage, Austin.
One of these times, Tracy's going to achieve that break.
No way! No, that was not wide. Look at it. That was not wide. Where do you see the mark? There's no mark because it bounced right on the line.
This isn't going to help her get a second serve in.
Why?
In the past, things like this have upset her very much.
But she must realize that the umpire is definitely not going to change her mind, so there's no point in arguing. If you think they might change their mind, you might as well give it a try.
Game, Austin. She wins the first game.
She'll be serving with the wind at her back.
5 minutes.
Tracy's beginning to have things go in her favor now. She's got Martina in a much worse position than she was before. The Martina is grumbling, and Tracy's playing better.
Love. Off.
This is Marty Reeson, who's been helping to coach Tracy. Marty, of course, a great doubles player. In fact, I think he shares the record for the most titles won in the U.S. Open. Includes doubles and mixed doubles.
That was an excellent shot by Tracy.
30
See, Martina makes a good deep shot. Now this volley's deep, not real hard, but deep. Tracy's falling away, able to pull it cross court for a clean winner. 30 all. I don't think Tracy thought that ball was good. At any rate, it is break point for Martina right here. It hit right on the line.
Yeah, it looked good.
Break point. Martina fought right back to get the break back.
Games are 1-all.
That ace from Martina was 90 miles an hour. Well now.
Another terrific serve. Martina seems a little slower at the net than she was right at the beginning. I think it's probably because she's missed so many volleys that she now isn't feeling totally at home there. She was owning the net for a while. And I think that either she's got to decide to get right in and hit this return of Tracy's closer to the net, or she's got to wait and let it bounce and hit it on the rise.
Super shot by Tracy, excuse me.
Tracy has this tremendous return. If you notice, she'll get so many balls which are bouncing right about on the service line. And you have to make the decision if you're not being able to volley them. What another one, terrific serve. That you have to let the ball bounce, stay back a little longer, take it as an approach shot and come in then.
It's 3 aces in this game for Martina.
4 altogether. That's good.
That's going to go out, I think. Yeah, little wind carrying it and get up that high.
So the game goes to Martina, and she takes it.
Not only is this match going into a long match, but the match before was a very long, drawn-out affair with McEnroe and Gerolaitis. I think that when you have bad windy conditions, there are more errors, and therefore it's a great leveler. The game do tend to take a little longer matches.
15 love.
McEnroe beat Gerolaitis at 5 sets. I think in fairness to Borg, his objection to playing at night was when he lost to Roscoe Tanner and that lightning serve playing at night.
Good crisp volley by Tracy.
30 love.
Tracy makes a good deep shot off this drop shot. She does choose to go into the backhand side of Martina. Got it nice and deep. Martina had to half volley it. That was something that Chris Everett Lloyd was not able to do yesterday, was make the good volley when she got in there.
I think Tracy's volleying has improved since she's been playing so much mixed doubles with her brother. They've been doing so well in the big tournaments. Wimbledon they won last year, and they were in the semi-final or final this year.
30-15.
Martina had to work,
30 all.
but it's 30 all.
Oh, fine shot. Sets up a break point for Martina. That time you'll see Tracy did not get this ball deep. Too short. Let Martina make the passing shot.
Deuce.
Martina fell into the same trap. Her approach shot wasn't quite good enough, and she wasn't in at the net when Tracy was already walloping that cross court.
Again, break point for Martina.
Advantage Navratilova.
Well, a good opportunity that time for Martina. She had the short ball. She normally doesn't miss that backhand on the way in like that.
Advantage Austin.
Tracy's hanging in there.
Martina once again had some chances, but games are 2 all. Sets are 1 all.
Been playing 2 hours right now.
Love.
That young lady in the upper left-hand side of your picture is Mrs. Pat Summerall. Now, how she's put up with you all these years, I'll never understand.
She has questioned me about that, too.
That forehand volley attempt was what I consider a normal attempt, trying to hit a little underspin, a little short punch at the ball. She tries it that way most of the time. She's not going to miss too many. Oh, fine shot. Oh, she stayed down nicely on that one.
15-30.
What a great passing shot from Tracy. Tracy is really gaining her objective by keeping Martina from hanging over the net, because she lobs so well that Martina is sort of hanging back, waiting for the lob to come up.
That first serve was a let, and it was a break for Martina, because Tracy really ripped off a hard, deep service return. Second serve coming.
Is it good? Couldn't tell.
I think it was.
Yeah,
30 all.
Good shot.
Yeah, she's been mostly going down the line with that backhand approach shot, and I think she caught Tracy unawares.
Oh, that was a good volley by Martina.
40-30.
Tracy had her choice to go cross court or back up the line. Martina anticipated correctly, made a fine shot.
Made a fine serve, too. So Martina holds her serve.
From some of the other major championships like Wimbledon and the French, because it just gathers so much momentum the last 3 days.
Martina Navratilova leads 3-2 in the third set. First one was a wipeout. Navratilova 6-1. The second one went to Austin in a tiebreaker.
A lot more unforced errors by Martina, both forehand and backhand, particularly on the forehand, which has been a very big weapon for her throughout this tournament.
I think that statistic shows really what's been happening in this match. Martina's errors have gone up, and she's been in much more trouble. 2 good points by Tracy.
Last ball from Tracy hit the line. Those lines are painted. The ball really skips, stays lower, and gets on you more quickly.
Maybe my imagination, but it looks to me as though Martina is slowing down a little bit, might be a little bit leg weary now, and perhaps as a result of the tough match she had yesterday with Chris Everett Lloyd, but I don't think she's moving as well as she was.
I think you're right. I think that's exactly what's happening.
She missed it. It's over the baseline, so games are 3-all. We're going down to the wire.
Martina didn't like the call, but that's something she's got to put out of her head.
Martina thrives so much on her athletic ability and being able to, in any situation, just put in a little extra speed. And that's what we're not seeing right now. She's being passed more. She's not quite as quick at the net. She's making a little less effort. It's almost as if she's saving herself a little bit of energy here and there. That forehand volley is being a really problematic shot for her today.
Her serve, our speed gun tells us, has lost a little bit of its velocity. Down in the mid-80s now. That one was good enough. Placed well.
Oh, super return by Tracy, and it's double break point.
15-40.
Tracy take a little walk now before she comes back to collect herself, gather her thoughts, make Martina wait a little bit.
Jammed her with that one.
30-40.
That was a good serve.
It's a championship that Martina wants very, very badly. Tracy does too, of course, but she has won it. Martina never has. Never been in the finals before.
Just out.
Never forget that time at Forest Hills when she lost and just broke down and cried. Martina, I mean, at courtside.
Advantage, Austin.
I think the fact that she hasn't won this championship actually is telling a little bit. It's putting a little bit more pressure on her. I think she's not quite as fluid and relaxed as she might otherwise be if she'd won this tournament.
Missed the overhead, so Tracy Austin has broken.
At 6-1. Came back to win the second in a tiebreaker, and now is up 4-3.
She didn't just lose the first one 6-1. She was just drilled. She was not in it at all.
Overpowered. Whatever you want to say. That's only the second service ace by Austin.
15 love.
But she has only served 2 double faults. Martinez had 4 aces and 10 doubles fault, and that was 81 miles an hour, so she's got some adrenaline flowing.
Martina looks leg weary.
30 love.
Well, I've watched these two play so many times, and I've always noticed that whenever Martina starts getting as negative as she is now on her backhand, and especially with a backhand approach shot, that she gets into real trouble. If Tracy can get her to just get tentative on that backhand, she almost has her. It's such a strength, that approach shot of Martinez, and if she isn't using it or it isn't coming out, she loses one of her
30-15.
main weapons.
30-15.
A lot of tension out there at this moment.
She can't get to that one, though. The drop shot was so good that by the time Tracy got to it, she couldn't do anything with it, and she was
30
hopelessly
all.
out of position right here. Now you see Tracy, when she gets it, she's still falling outside the court. By the time she could recover, Martina didn't have to do anything but just block it into the open court. 30 all. And just like that, it's break point for Martina.
30-40.
Tracy broke the first game of this third set. Martina broke right back for 1-all.
Martina has improved her first serve effectiveness. Still not as good as it might be.
Tremendous sigh of relief by Martina. She pulled that forehand volley off. She's gotten even at 4-all.
Game Navratilova. Games are 4-all.
It is very hard if you sit here and try to get a feeling as to who the tremendous crowd is pulling for. I think they just appreciate what a fine effort both players are producing.
Jack Whitaker's piece, I thought it was interesting that he mentioned that this is the first time Martina's played in this championship since she's been made an American citizen, so she's very anxious to win this.
I think that was another interesting statistic you were talking about before, that no left-handed woman has ever won a championship.
This one, yeah. Good return by Tracy. That seems amazing. This in 100 years, not one left-handed woman has won the U.S. championships.
It's very, very hard to believe.
Also, John Newcomb was the last right-handed man to win the championship, 1973.
Super coverage by Tracy Austin. Martina was able to finally get the ball past her with a let cord. Watch the little rascal hustle right here. Another stab volley.
30-15.
And this one hits the top of the net and clicks over for Martina, and she leads 30-15. 4-all, third and final set. Women's finals of the U.S. Open. Got to feel the pressure. Tracy didn't move very well to get in position for that return. Spun it out wide, so it's 40-15.
Navratilova.
And will serve from the far end.
What a close match now. You have to play every point as if the score is at the beginning of the match. A situation like this.
Again, that swinging forehand volley is costing Martina
15
dearly.
love.
She's anticipated well. She's expected the ball to come cross court and blown some very easy shots.
She hasn't just missed him. She's missed him badly. Any miss is bad, I guess. It's long.
15 all.
Tough to do with the wind behind you. Make that offensive lob. Oh, a little break for Tracy.
30-15.
I think it was good. It was. It's 40-15.
40-15.
Take another look. Martina again was in there looking for the ball, but she didn't get a good piece of it. This one just barely. Just on the line. 40-15.
A concluder. Third ace by Tracy Austin. Games are 5 apiece.
Games are 5 all.
I wonder how many aces Tracy's served in the match. The most. I know she doesn't serve many.
Her placement is getting much better than I think it used to be. What a late call. I think there is a tendency with that machine to have a few late calls. The sound comes and then the voice comes and you're already hitting the next shot.
Number 11.
15.
Double fault department.
Here comes the wind again. Really starting to pick up.
Awfully good touch.
15 all.
Still think Tracy should stand in a little closer to return the second serve so that she can get Martina before she gets so close to the net.
Double fault. 11 for Martina. Just 2 for Tracy.
Oh, I
12 for Martina.
15-30.
And she's down 15-30.
It's no time to serve double faults.
It's the 5th ace, and that's a good time to come back with it. It's 30 all.
Boy, bad toss. The serve is a let.
Second serve.
Martina made a very bad toss and was really lucky to get that thing in the court.
It just barely got over.
And it's break point for Tracy Austin.
30-40.
5-0 in the 5th set. Talk about pressure. Serves a fault.
Game to Austin. 5 in the final set. She'll be serving from the near court to Martina Navratilova.
And what started out as a one-sided match and pretty dull has turned into a very good one. Very exciting right now. Excuse me.
Very close match. Martina's just dug herself into a new hole. But she has been in this position, a breakdown. She is what I think is the better side.
It was good.
15 love.
What a bullet. Let's take a look right here. Right on the line, like about the outside half of the line.
And she's done that a lot of times.
15 love. That's 30 love. Martina talking to herself, trying to get it going. Time's running out. Amazing thing. Tracy Austin come back from that threat. Double match point.
Not much needs to be said.
This sets it up.
40-15.
She rips it cross court before Martina can recover, and we come back live with that young lady, Tracy Austin, age 18, serving at 6'5 1/3, 40-15.
Trying to win the U.S. Open for the second time.
I wonder if she served and came in, what would happen?
I was thinking about that.
She won't do it. Good deep approach shot by Martina. One match point down the drain is still match point for Tracy.
40-30.
Mrs. Austin on the right, Marty Reeson on the left.
The whole crowd is on the edge of their seats. It's high drama.
2 match points saved by Martina.
And we're back at deuce.
Deuce.
Oh, you talk about pressure points. Good.
Wants the world to know that the wind created a problem.
Austin.
Tracy was thrown off and really did not hit a very good shot. It ended up short with no pace, and Martina couldn't get to it. It's match point again. It's the 3rd match point for Tracy. Her hands go. She's messing with that necklace, and she blows, wipes, rips,
Serves.
Sensational volley. You'll see Martina's looking for this forehand to come up the line now. Watch her. She comes to this side of the center service line, expecting that ball to come up the line. She was there and made a good forehand volley that time. We've been talking about the volley she's missed. That was excellent.
And it's deuce.
You'll see Martina coming right in off the return.
There she is.
Mrs. Austin grimaces. It is now break point for Martina.
Advantage, Navratilova.
What points we're having.
Tracy should have been in if she got that lob over Martina's head. Even though she doesn't really like to be at the net, she would have had just block the ball in the open court. Martina moves way over now. She wants to hit a forehand on the second one.
Got it.
The ball was wide. It's 6-all. We go to the tiebreaker.
Games are 6-all. The tiebreak.
Well, we've gone about as far as we can go.
Yeah.
Another forehand volley down the tube.
1-0 Austin.
She must be sick with that forehand volley today.
Yet think of the one she made. It was so crucial on one of the match points.
Well, she was so deliberate, that one she made on the match point, and that one she was all over it in too much of a hurry.
A winner from the backcourt. You don't see that very often.
2-0 Austin.
Tracy has one more. Will serve one more point. He leads 2-0.
Can't help but say, Tracy, why did I do that when I had a match point?
Isn't it unbelievable. You get to the final of the US Open and you get the whole thing is going to be determined by one tie break in the third set.
Tracy has fooled Martina by going into her forehand a couple of points in a row. They've both been tenacious fighters. Here she goes. Awfully good second serve.
3-1 Austin.
She might be a little nervous.
Just keyed up. Again, Tracy started in that time when she got the lob over Martina's head, but she didn't get all the way in.
Austin.
Tracy won the tiebreaker in the second set, 7-4. In the background there, Don Budge looking on.
Well, in a major tournament, Tracy's doing something that he never did, and that's play a tiebreaker. Another winner.
5-1.
She's hit so many balls on that forehand down the line suddenly in the last few games. They take the slope of the court and they just are ungettable too.
Courageous tries by Tracy because she does go cross court most of the time to stay on Martina's backhand. Under this kind of pressure, she's gone up the line.
She just seems to have found that shot, and my word, it's effective.
Austin leads 5-1. In spite of what time it is, that'll be next. Honors and board.
They've been in the locker room for about 2.5 hours waiting. That's tough on them, too. And a bushel basket full of match points for Tracy Austin.
6-1 Austin.
See how dejected Martina is.
Come a long way to be facing this.
What a comeback.
What a second serve coming up.
What a terrible disappointment for Martina Navratilova.
And what a comeback by Tracy Austin.
And what a sad way to lose a match with a double fault. But you got to give that young lady credit, Pat.
Ironically, was that not Martina's 13th double fault?
Absolutely.
Tell me it's not unlucky.